Good evening, good evening. Not a particularly good evening because we've turned the clocks back here. It's supposed to give you an extra hour in bed, and all I can say is that that meant I got up an extra hour earlier than I even thought I could do, which is not good. But yeah, we don't like this time of year much, do we? So we've got to bring something nice into our little lives and treat ourselves maybe with, yeah, here they are. Slimline EasyFrames. Now, I have been asked for the Slimline version. So that's a DL card or a Slimline card is also what it's known. Measurements of it, of the blank card blanks, are 10 centimetres by 21 centimetres. And or 4 by 8, I think you would more or less call that. But I've been asked for that many, many times, and I've always said that I found it very, very difficult to bring that same EasyFrame to a DL size card, because otherwise I was concerned that it made the center of it, the aperture of it, too small. But I think I've found a way around it. So I'm going to make 2 cards for you today. So we've got the Slimline EasyFrames. They're on here, maximumcrafts.com. Nip over there. I'm using a vintage Christmas sentiment. We've already had that before. The extra large poinsettia again, and marvelous marguerites. All of those ones already had those. They aren't new. It's just the Slimline EasyFrames. So without further ado, here they are. Oh, there they are. So what I have done, so this is your frame. Okay, so this is how you will do your EasyFrame. So that's the outer one. Now this is the inner one. So you've got plain here. So this one's going to come out nice and plain and can of course be used on its own. And then if you want to team it up, we have this beautiful textured finish to it, which then still gives you a really big size aperture in the center. So if I was to bring in my card blank, so as I said, this is a DL card or Slimline. Let's grab my bone folder, give that a press down. And then if I pop those on the top, you'll see that they give you that little border all the way around, but still give you a really nice area here and a decent size. Because as I said, if I went for the same thickness that I usually do with my frames, it would have given you just a little tiny bit there. And I didn't think that that was any good. I didn't want to give you just a small area. So I'm going to show you, as I said, 2 cards. One is a generic one and one is a Christmas one. But of course, with the EasyFrames, it can be used for any occasion. We're not just saying it's for Christmas or anything. It's there for a standard all the time. So let me show you. I have already cut. Look at that. I'm so pleased with how that's come out. So this is rose gold. This one is rose gold, the pattern, and then on the back I've got rose copper. But I haven't got any of the rose copper available anymore, I'm afraid, but I have got some of the rose gold, which is rather yummy. So it's quite a nice one. It looks particularly good on a more of a metallic finish, but it equally looks good on an ordinary finish as well. But I just thought that that was rather lovely. So as you can see, I've popped the 2 together, already put some foam on there. And then when I put that together, I don't know why I'm holding it up that way in particular, but you can then see that you've got, it's not the size, this die is not the size of a DL or a Slimline card, because the whole idea of the EasyFrames are that they are meant to go on the card blanks and give you that extra little white border all the way around to make it a nice finish rather than the size of the card. I know a lot of people do make their own cards, card blanks. I'm not one of those. I'm I was going to say an easy crafter, but I don't know about that. But you know what I mean. We've done it so that it is just simple for you to go to your store. Oh, by the way, we've got some of these as well. Go to your store, pick up your blank cards just off the shelf, and then be able to make a card that looks super duper, but is really, really simple to do. So I have, this one is just very simple. Now, you may recall that I treated myself to a Spellbinders Platinum, forgotten what's called now, the little tiny one anyway. And with it came a thin, long embossing folder, which I think you can see. Didn't have a name on it, but it actually comes with the Spellbinders pack. I have to say, I haven't seen any other Spellbinders embossing folders that are this slimline size, so I'm not quite sure why I got one, but anyway, I thought it looked quite nice. I've trimmed it down a little bit, and so it's about 8 centimeters by 19 centimeters, just to go on the back there, just to give that bit of a, I'm holding it to the light so that you can see the embossed part. That is simply going to go onto my card front. And then I've got myself a little bit of embellishments here. Now I've cut out an extra bit of the rose copper card, and then I've got myself another little bit. I'll measure it in a second for you, just to give it, I'm going to stamp a sentiment on there. I did try just now. Can you see? Got ink all over me. And then I'm just going to put some Marvelous Marguerites at the bottom there. Very, very simple. So without further ado, let me finish trimming this off properly, because I haven't done. So it really is, I'm very pleased with it, because it, as I said, has been a while in the making. I have had quite a lot of people ask me for this, and all the ones I kept trying, I just wasn't happy with it. And I thought, no, it doesn't work. It makes it too small in the middle. And I thought, no, I don't want it like that. And so finally, when I thought of popping a texture pattern on here, which then can be for any, as I say, any occasion, it's just a totally generic sort of little herringbone. Do they call it herringbone, I think? Style. Also perfect for mail cards as well, but any occasion, and that's what we like to do. So let's grab my gun, my glue gun, and I'm going to simply pop this bit of embossed. I mean, obviously I did happen to get that from a narrow embossing folder, but that sort of thing is irrelevant really, because you've all got embossing folders. I'm going to use an ordinary embossing folder, or have done, for my second card, so it's just as simple to use it like that. Then I'm going to take the backing off of here. So this is with 3D foam. So as I said, cut this piece down to about 8 centimeters by 19, just so that it fits onto the middle of my front of my card. And I'm going to pop a little bit of glue onto here, and then just simply pop that onto my card front. Again, if you like doing, a lot of people like doing sort of a little bit of embroidery and things, so that's quite a nice framework for that as well. Doesn't that look lovely? Just like that, just like that. No, we won't go into that, will we? Now, I'm going to bring in my stamping platform, the base of which I just hate. I hate the fact that it's white. Sorry, but I do, because it just shows up all the mess. And yeah, I'm not happy. It blows my mind to see it like that. But anyway, never mind. Works the same, just the same. Bringing a stamp sentiment set, which I think I've had for quite a while, and I'm pretty sure it's a Phil Martin one, but it doesn't actually say. So I'm going to go with Love on Your Birthday. And as I say, it's just a generic one there. Pop that into there. And I'm going to have it not completely at the top. Let's pick that up. And then, what colour shall I go for? Hold on. whoops. I'm still here. I'm thinking brown. I'm going to go brown. Fallen leaves. Don't really want to go black, and I don't want to go a vast colour. So I'm just going to go fallen leaves, which is a brown one. Pop that. Yeah, that looks nice. It's my own fault for getting it mucky, because I'm going to do just the same, aren't I, again? But yeah. Hey ho, such is life. Let's bring in this card. Let's make sure we got it round the right way. And as I said, now I was going to say, trim that for you. So let me tell you, the mirror card was 10 centimetres by 5, and therefore this piece is 4.5 centimetres by 9.5. So just half a centimetre smaller all the way round. So that's going to go onto there, giving that chance. Now, because I've already got foam on this bit, I'm not going to put foam onto this bit. That's going to go onto my card front. I'm going to put it sort of at the top. It's a bit of an odd design, maybe. I don't want to put my fingers on that ink in case it hasn't dried. And then I've cut myself out some Marvelous Marguerites, which we had back in the summer, but I just think they're very, very pretty. So I'm just going to pop some of them into a little bundle there. And then that one's already done. So obviously, you know what I'm like. Going to put them onto this panel. Cuts out 8 or 10 of them all together. 10, I think. And so I'm just going to mold them a little bit. Mold them by just literally picking them up like that. Whoops. And then just going to stick them onto the bottom. I'm not going to worry too much about putting beads and things on, something that I will do later on, but just so that I've got, I don't think I'll use those other ones actually, just so that I've got a little bit of a pattern at the bottom. So the point today really is about the lovely frames, not necessarily what's going on there, but you can see that that's something that you could easily do. So that is one version. Okay, and then we're going to do a Christmas version. So I'm just going to pop that to one side, and I'm going to bring in another card blank. So again, a DL size, and if you just check in again that the DL size is 10 centimetres across here, and then 21 down there. So that's what your measurement of your DL, standard DL. They do tend to vary slightly at times. So, you know, it can be the case. Now, with this one, I've cut out from gold mirror card and satin mirror card. And I haven't stuck them together again yet, so I just wanted to show you. So you can see that you could use them separately. This would make a really lovely one just on its own. And again, it would give you an even wider border if you wanted to do it like that. Looks very, very pretty. You could, of course, just use this one. But I think the best way is to put the two together. And so I'm just going to assemble that. So simply, as we say with the EasyFrames, the hardest part is deciding what colour that you're going to actually use to cut them out. But I don't think you can go wrong with, like I've done here really, a mirror version and a satin version of the same colour card. Just works so very, very well. So I just need to hold it there a second because I'm going onto a shiny surface, so I don't want it to move around. So let me have a look. Wet and windy. All's wet and windy where? Oh, in Canada. Oh golly. Well, at least you haven't got snow at the moment. Glad you like it. Oh yes, June, thank you. Thumbs up down here along that line, please, folks. If you're liking what you see, would you do a little thing for me and then pop your thumbs up? Doesn't mean to say that by popping your thumbs up that you've gone out and bought it. It's just, do you like it? Is it something that you think is nice? Maybe you want it, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't make DL cards. But for those of you that do, there's your chance. And for those of you that don't, if you do still like it, it would be lovely to see a few thumbs up. So thank you very, very much. I do have the staff on duty this evening. And he is telling me that it's going very well. I do have some more coming in my next order, so I will put them on. If we sell out this evening, I will put them on pre-order so that you'll be getting them around about, I think my order is going to be a little bit later than I thought. I thought it was coming on the 4th, but I think it's more like the 7th now. But I will double check with that, but we've got this one coming on. Oh, and that reminds me, whilst I'm just assembling that, making sure I haven't moved it on that side, you may notice, if you're a member of Maximum Craft Facebook group, you may notice that a lot of people have been putting on some rather lovely, even though I set myself, some lovely cards that we did at a workshop yesterday, and I've had so many people asking about the die set that was included in that workshop, as all of my workshops always include a die or a stamp or whatever it is that we're using in the price. And I just wanted to say that it will be 2 weeks. 2 weeks time, I will be having that same frame available for people, not as a workshop on its own, but it is available, or will be available, I should say. So we've done that one. Now, I've already cut myself or embossed a piece. Can you just see about that? That's the Couture Creations all tied together A4 embossing folder. I haven't put that on my list of supplies because unfortunately it is no longer available and hasn't been for quite some years. So I haven't but I wanted something to be subtle. So I just thought that I would go with that. So I'm just going to trim this down very slightly so that it is 8 centimeters by 19. I'm going to make this into a horizontal card. So we had a vertical one just now, and now I'm going to make this one into a horizontal card. And as I said, all of my frames were brought out with the mind that we want to achieve really lovely results with our crafting and our card making, but we want them to be easy. And I do like to make the more difficult ones at times, but I like to be able to say, yeah, let's put that on there. Let's stick that on there. Let's show you that even just doing that looks rather wonderful. And then a little bit more embellishment. And yeah, I love it. Love it. Very, very proud of my little babies, I suppose you could call them. So just putting a bit of glue onto the back of my embossed piece. And then I'm going to put that more or less onto the card front. Because this is going to cover over, and because we've cut it to 8 centimeters by 19, it more or less, you can't go too far wrong as long as you don't start putting it up to one corner, but it's fine like that. So I've stuck that one down. I've stuck my 2 EasyFrames together, and I've popped a bit of foam on the back. Again, you don't have to put foam on the back. This could be a completely flat card because it still looks fabulous without the extra bit of glue. It still looks as if it's really a posh card. Well, I think it does. So let's just pop that onto my card front. As I say, looks fab already. I've then got myself one of the extra large poinsettias. So these were in the workshop set from the end of September. It comes in 4 different sizes, making up one flower. And I'm simply going to take each of the petals first, and I'm going to, which way shall I bend them? I bend them around that way. So I'm going to put my finger underneath, and if you look, I don't know if you can see that, there is sort of like a vein line that goes down the centre, and I'm just going to bend that over my finger or over a bone folder or something. all the same sort of thing. I'm going to do that with the others. It's just that I've got fingers, so I might as well use them. And so just bending that more or less in half, but it's not a sort of a sharp line or anything, just bending it slightly. Oh, who's been cooking? Oh, Christmas cakes. It won't be long, will it? It won't be long. Oh, goodness. My son said what we're going to do for Christmas this year. Oh, my goodness, I haven't even thought about that. My dad even said, oh, have you started doing Christmas cards on your group yet? Bless him. I said, we've been doing them since June, Dad. We're nearly finished. You can never finish Christmas cards, really, though, can you? So I'm going to now assemble these in exactly the same way as we do with any paper flowers. Bit of glue into the largest size in the centre, and then my next size is going to go on top with the petals on the top between the petals that are on the bottom. And then I'm just going to hold that together with a bit of force with that. Then the next size up, and again petals on the top between the petals on the layer below. Just hold on to that. Now obviously, because I'm doing my flowers like this, it now makes it very much not into a 3D into a flat card, but you get the gist. I will be giving these cards away rather than posting these particular ones, so I'm fine with doing just that, but I do realize that there's a huge amount of volume to that, isn't there? Oh, why does that look such a horrible colour red on my screen? I don't know if it does on yours, but it really does on mine. It looks like an orangey red, and it's not. It's beautiful. So that's my centre. I'm just going to pop my moulding tool into the centre. One more last bit of glue in there, and then pop that. Looks like the Art Attack symbol. Does anyone remember Art Attack? I can't remember the name of the bloke, actually. What was his name? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Art Attack. I know my kids do, if any of them are watching. Neil Buchanan, that's the one, Karen. No, not Tony Hart. Neil Buchanan, that's the one I'm thinking of, Karen. Yeah. Why did I say about that? Yeah, because he had like a splat that was his sort of trademark that was on started the programme. I know what I'm talking about. I do know who Tony Hart is as well. With Morph or something, wasn't it? Little Morph. Right, so my beautiful poinsettia is ready to go there. And then I've done myself one of the vintage Christmas, the Merry Christmas one. And that's going to go on that side. And I've even remembered to save the little dot for the eye. How about that? Not something I usually do. I've usually thrown it away before I've even remembered about it. So I'm just going to take out the little pieces that didn't quite come out. And then I'm just going to assemble that together. So as you can see, it's so simple with the EasyFrames to make a card from a couple of bits of paper, a couple of bits of card, and then you are done. Even if you're someone that doesn't like die cuts necessarily here, but someone that just likes to use up some cards from last year, perfect way of using them. I think I'll put my sentiment in first, because then I can use my flower around it, or position my flower around it, I should say. Oh, I'm going to get those little bits off. Right, okay. Oh, come off. Thank you. I told you, talking to bits of paper. I was talking to something else yesterday. Well, no, was I talking to a machine or something? Yeah, I think I was. I was talking to a machine. I was apologising to the machine for making it work very hard, but it's got to work even harder this week. because I'll be getting the November card kits ready for you all. Released to subscribers today, and looks like it's going to be a very popular one, which is great because I think it's beautiful. Let's pop that down there. And released to everybody else next Sunday. So that's what we'll be doing next Sunday. First Sunday in the month is always our card kit for the month, every month. So obviously November's no exception. Where's the eye? There it is. Let's put a little bit of glue there. Take that out. Have I lost it already? Oh, I don't believe it. What did I do with it? It was there. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, my goodness me. Nearly had heart failure then. I thought I saved it. The dot. The dot. It's important, isn't it, to have a dot when you should have a dot. And I have got a dot. Do you know what? Can you just bear with me? Because I'm having a thought here. And I'll tell you what the thought is. I'm going to try it and see what you think. I've done the poinsettia, but I'm just going to grab the largest one again. So you can see that that is quite a decent size. And then I'm going to grab a bit of the satin gold card and cut out just one of the largest ones, because I've got a plan. So bear with me. Let's just see what we think. Just running that through. So the flower's going to go there. Just bear with me. I think this might look quite nice just to finish it off. So let's put the glue back on its stand. June, was the Splatinum? Well, yeah. Spellbinder's Platinum Scout. Is that what it's called? You know, it's not got a name on it, but I think that's what it was called, June. Yeah, that is what it's called, isn't it? It's their latest one, the small one. And I think it is the Scout. Oh, I dropped my large poinsettia. Oh, and again. Right, so now got my large, hold on, let's move the chair. The large poinsettia leaf only, just that one. And what I was thinking of was if I put it behind there, I thought that looked even better. What do you think? So we try it on the card. So we've got just that. That's all of the sections from it. But then if I'm not going to move this one, mold this one, I'm just going to put that one there. And then that one. What do you think? I think that that does look, if I offset it properly, even better myself. Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. I think that that just finishes that off, to be honest with you. So, as I said, I've moved all those petals, but I'm not going to touch those, not least for the fact, look at that detail. Love it. Love it. So, bit of glue into the centre there. Offset that properly. So you can see what I mean there, that I've got my petals on that layer in between the petals that are on the layer underneath. So I'm just going to hold that down for a second. Yep, all agreed. They like that bit. Yeah, I do too. And then I'm going to actually put that on with a bit of my silicone. And still not having found it, I'm naughty. I'm going to do it with my bone fold, scoring tool. I know that's very naughty. So bit of glue into the centre, and then I'm going to put it on that way round. Hold that down for a second. Put this back on the lid. Grab tissue just to wipe this off, else I'll be in trouble. And there we are. So introducing the Maximumcrafts Slimline EasyFrame, or DL, whichever you like to call it, but I'm calling it Slimline, but that's the card it goes on. It comes as a set of 2 dies. You don't have to buy 2 different die sets in order to achieve what we've done here today. You simply have one with the plain one and the textured, that can be used separately or can be used together. They don't have to have foam on the back. They can just go completely flat. And you can, of course, use them either way around. That's why we did the pattern so that, like that, so that it could be used, so that the pattern worked both vertical and horizontal. So that's for your birthday side more so. And then this one, obviously, a little stunner for the for Christmas. Do you know what? I know this sounds really silly, but I got a little bit emotional then, because I thought to myself, do you know what? They're all my own dies. Wow, that's quite something. I'm very, very pleased with those. And I hope you like them. As I say, if you do like them and if they do sell out, nip yourself over in a little while, because I'll put them onto pre-order. I think Fiona said, do you think people in a care home could manage to do the Christmas one? I don't see why not. I really don't see why not. You know, you've only got to stick it, really. You've got to assemble it, but it's sticking it together is just, gosh, yeah. We better stop, haven't we? Better stop. So thank you very much for joining me today. As I said, this is what we've been using. Bring this over again so you can see it. The Slimline EasyFrames. And from before, these aren't new ones. The Vintage Christmas Sentiment, that's this one. The Extra Large Poinsettia, that's this one. And then the Marvelous Marguerites in this one. Okay. All available over on maximumcrafts.com, and I will be back, little words down the bottom here, I'll be back on Wednesday the 30th of October at 6 o'clock for you, bringing you more goodies, different ideas, twist on a new idea, twist on an old idea. It will be great to see you. Will I be getting any Merry Christmas? Yes, they're coming back in. I've got a big lot of stock because I'm thinking that people might want to sort of treat themselves or treat someone else to a little something. So I've got lots coming in. This will be one of my biggest ones. I've got circle dies, focal frames, the bear hugs coming back in again. The vertical sentiments are coming in again. The snowflake flurry is coming in again. So lots of them are coming all back in stock. So thank you very much for your thumbs up. It does look as if you like them. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I appreciate your company as always. And I shall see you hopefully on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.